The boy didn't want to go to school, so he begged the farmer to turn him into a cow. After his wish came true, he happily laid down by the roadside to sleep. When his father came back from chopping wood, he saw a yellow cow, not recognizing his son at all, and patted its rump to drive it home. The next morning, the father took the yellow cow to plow the fields. The boy noticed the feed in the trough was untouched and cried out, wanting to turn back into a human, but could only follow along. As they passed the schoolhouse, he saw other children skipping happily to school, and the yellow cow suddenly felt some regret. Life as a plow cow was 100 times harder than he had imagined. In the morning, he was whipped while plowing the fields. At noon, he had to haul firewood to the market, and in the afternoon, he had to transport goods back home. By evening, the yellow cow was so exhausted it collapsed to its knees, and the entire cart of goods tipped into the ditch. Although the father wasn't hurt, the whole day's labor was ruined. The father locked the yellow cow in the pen for the night. The boy watched his mother pour leftovers into the trough and lay on the ground crying, "I'm your son." The father looked at the skinny yellow cow and said, "If this keeps up, we'll have to sell it." On the third day, the yellow cow was too hungry to work, and the farmer decided it was sick. The wife protected the yellow cow from being whipped by her husband, and the farmer decided to sell it at the market the next day. Before fainting, the yellow cow heard its parents discussing the price. Early on the fourth day, the yellow cow was taken to the slaughterhouse. Seeing the blood on the ground, it realized it was about to be slaughtered and frantically struggled to escape, chasing after its father. The farmer looked at the crazed yellow cow in surprise. "I've already taken the money." At that moment, the butchers came chasing with clubs. The yellow cow desperately fled toward the mountains. It knocked down trees to block its pursuers and hid in the hillside where it used to play as a child. At that moment, it finally understood that cows are abandoned if they can't work, and that it had once thought going to school was more painful than being a cow. Hearing the shouts from down the mountain, it continued to flee with tears in its eyes. When a cliff blocked its path, the pursuers surrounded it in a semicircle, closing in. As the yellow cow backed away, it stepped into thin air and fell into the abyss, but in the midst of falling, it suddenly woke up, only to find itself lying in its own bed, its body having turned back into a human. The boy rushed out and hugged his mother tightly. From that day on, he took the initiative to help with chopping wood and carrying water at home. Even the school teacher was amazed that the child who used to sleep all day now studied late into the night. The parents noticed their son had become a different person, but they didn't know about the nightmare that had changed his fate. Sometimes people only learn to cherish what they have after losing everything. As Sanmao said, living itself is a miracle, and every ordinary day is worth being grateful for.